think there's a lot of great teaching in Naruto.
Fighting for what really matters and never giving up.
Within the context of a really exciting ninja, battle saga.
Long ago, when the lands were at war, it was the hidden hand of the shinobi that often turned the tide of battles. Even today, as peace reigns, shinobi must continue to work behind the scenes, defending their lands and their people.
I think back to the outcast young boy who was pretty much an orphan, and within his own village he was misunderstood, he wasn't liked, and he really just wanted to fit in.
And as he grows and he gets older, he actually does start to really believe in himself and really understand what his talents and gifts are, and understand the value of working for things.
It's Naruto's dream to be Hokage someday. And in order to make that dream real, he's willing to risk his life and push himself to the limit every day.
In the beginning, when my character's first introduced and I meet Naruto, I just think he's a brat, and he seems to be fighting tooth and nail the idea that I'm even being considered to become the 5th Hokage, because he really wants to be Hokage.
But for Naruto Uzumaki, it's not about being a hero. It's about training hard in the hopes of someday becoming Hokage.
He's learned that he doesn't have to, be the prankster all the time to get attention and respect. He's learned, about what is really important, friendship, and what do you do to protect that? You do anything to protect your friends.
You again.
To get him, you go through me.
With pleasure.
I think he starts to realize that he can't do everything on his own. And that sometimes the best way to achieve something is to believe in someone else. I mean, he never really did growing up. He didn't have anyone to believe in, where he was just learning everything for himself. And the more and more of that he did, I think the more he realized that, yeah, all right, I'm fine, but there's got to be something more than just me. It's got to be about these people who now believe in me.
I think the central theme of Naruto has evolved. Initially it was really about believing in yourself. That has evolved throughout the series to believe in your friends and believe in your team. I think we've seen that demonstrated in the TV series, but in movie 3, it's really clear. Believe in your friends.
We're friends, right? So someday when I'm Hokage and you're king, our two lands will be friends too. Really? If the land of the moon is ever in trouble, the Leaf Village will be there for you. And you'll do the same for me, right?
Naruto is always about loyalty and friendship, and he really believes that anybody who throws away a comrade or disregards a friend is trash.
That does it! I've had it with you! So what if it causes an international incident? I don't care! It'll be worth it!
Start a little small. That does it. I've had it with you, so that way you've got somewhere to go. We face a lot of challenges when we dub something from Japanese into English, and one of the things is just the language. I'll let you to come in unless you can have that little...
No! Forget it! Never! Not a chance!
It's a hard one. That's okay. It's a hard one. The better the animation, the harder the thinking. So no worries.
When I auditioned for Naruto, the voice kind of came to me. And I hadn't seen a rendering, but I read the description of his character. So, and then when I went to the callback, which was with all the producers and everybody, from Viz and all over the place, I saw the rendering, and it kind of just hits you. Is it good? What?
Naruto's first reaction to this child is, what a spoiled brat. I'm never going to be friends with this kid. But there's something about Naruto where he always gives people a second chance.
All I wanted was for you and Naruto to be my friends. I've never been able to make friends. I don't know how. Hikaru is such an interesting character because he really just goes through such a great character arc during the movie. He starts out being a very privileged, rich, spoiled little boy. Definitely he has grown up with a father that has taught him that money can pretty much buy anything. But he's very lonely. With all the money and all of the things that he has, he really doesn't have any friends. So there are some very touching scenes with Hikaru interacting with the animals and actually forming friendships with the little monkey and with the tiger because, you know, his money is just not working at all with the animals. It just has to be on a very pure, basic level of, will you be my friend? And if the animals like him, yes, we will be your friend.
I think it's really great in this movie how it's Naruto teaching, you know, how to persevere, how to keep going to someone else. Someone who's younger, someone who's kind of lost, and he's, you know, he's a spoiled brat, basically. So for Naruto to take on the role of mentor or teacher is kind of what this movie is about. And it's funny because it sort of echoes the relationship with maybe Kakashi and Naruto in the beginning of the series.
Kill them all! All of you, get ready! As we progressed in the story, where we are now in the movie, he's much more of an older brother safety net kind of thing than a hands-on father, teacher, do it this way. They have enough knowledge, he has enough trust and faith in them to let them really go and do their thing the way they do it, even if Naruto's way is sometimes insane. Naruto, crazy, Naruto. Kakashi's always there in case things go wrong to pick up the pieces.
What? Did you say something? I didn't quite catch that. Hey, you! I'm talking to you, you stuck-up little brat!
Calm down, you hear?
Here's this boy that's alone. His father just buys him everything he wants as a replacement for love. His mother can't deal with the father anymore, so she's out of the picture because the father has this huge belief that you can buy anybody or anything and you don't actually have to love someone, you just buy them something. So when he sees Naruto, he's just like, be my servant, be my vassal.
Serve me as my vassal, and I'll give you anything you want.
Not a chance.
Don't you like games or toys? I can give you all the games and toys you ever want.
Forget it, kid! I'm not gonna be your vassal or whatever it is, okay?
Naruto really lays it on hard with this kid. He punches him a number of times and says, look, you can't look down on people. You can't treat people like trash. People are not disposable. Friends aren't disposable. And he pretty much gives up on it. And it's not till Hikaru figures it out for himself that Naruto turns around and says, then you and I will be friends forever. If you understand that, like it's obvious that you do, I'll never give up on you. I will never leave you as a friend. I will always be there for you if you need me. And that's the essence of who Naruto is.
From this day on, friends forever, no matter what.
We did that scene out of order, so for Kari to be able to sit down and do this scene under the stars, I thought was just genius. And I think, I mean, I wouldn't want to speak for her, but it seemed to me like she was tapping into that emotion for herself.
My grandfather was always kind to me. He made that bow for me. He always used to watch me practice.
Hikaru is definitely one of those characters that he's only acting the way that he's been taught to act by his father.
I'm the principal lad of the movie. I'm Michiru. He loves to shop. This guy loves to shop. He loves to go a lot of places. He loves to shop. And as a result, he thinks that if I get you this right item, then you'll be my friend. He, in a sense, tries to buy his love from people. And he feels that possessions have more importance than perhaps people, relationships, feelings. Why do you hate me so much, Amayo? I gave you everything you ever wanted, didn't I? Wasn't it enough?
Oh, Michiru, you never gave me the most important thing.
Huh? How about a new palace? A pink one?
No!
And throughout this movie, he basically goes through a huge transformation. And by the end of it, he comes to realize what his father told him as he's dying, which is the most precious thing is not something you can buy or something you can give to someone, but it's actually the relationships that you have with people.
The main themes of this movie are absolutely the same themes as the show. You know, it's all about believing in the person next to you, keeping your promises when you make a promise, believing in yourself and your ability to persevere no matter what happens, and being able to recognize what the right thing is to do and the wrong thing is to do, and then doing the right thing, having the courage to do the right thing.
You, Leaf Village Shinobi.
Sir.
I make this last request.
Of course.
Look after them. Protect them, please.
With our lives, Your Majesty.
There's one gesture in the movie that is seen in the beginning and then throughout. At the end, it's in the scene under the stars, and it's also at the end. It includes Naruto and the prince through most of it, but then incorporates Hikaru's father, Prince Michiru, at the end. And it's the pinky swear. It's just sort of beautiful, and this very simple contact between these two little appendages runs so deep for Naruto. It's almost like a blood oath. It's something he will never renege on. It's something that he will always follow through with. And I think Hikaru learns that that's what's important in life. That's what's precious in life. But then everything goes terribly wrong.
Where is my father? Is something wrong? Why didn't he come?
The king, I'm afraid, is dead.
What?
He realizes the king wants to do good for the people. But basically his idea is, if they are poor, that's their fault. They should have done that. They should do that. But since they can't, well, I'll do that.
Because this country is rich, you've always had everything you ever wanted, eh? But that old fool, your father, thought we should share the wealth. We must invest in the people, he said. The people are our greatest treasure. What utter hogwash!
The only people that are loyal to him are because he pays them.
Calm down. They may be strong, but we're stronger still. I have no doubt we can handle them.
I hope so. It would be annoying to find out I paid you all that money for nothing, Ishidate.
Ishidate is extremely arrogant, and he just thinks nobody can beat him. Nobody's better at doing what he does than he is.
Leaf Village Shinobi, I've heard you're good. But I wonder, are you as good as I am?
The first fight with Naruto, where Ishidate definitely has the upper hand, he's really being rather brutal. And yet, he's still very much in control. And his voice is very modulated.
What a remarkable look on his face. I'd almost say I created a work of art. Almost. It's not quite right.
Naruto has all of his friends who come to his aid, and they fight with him, and they fight with him out of friendship and love and loyalty. Whereas Ishidate, he has the other henchmen that are with him, but everybody's paid.
And at a certain point, Ishidate turns on his employer because he's, at that point, being driven by a much more powerful force, and that's revenge.
Ishidate, you will obey me! Will you shut up?
One of the most enjoyable parts for me was when he reveals who he really is in front of the prince. And he's saying that what really matters to him is money.
Money! Money is the only thing that counts!
And the prince even said, "You killed my father for money." It's like, yes.
That's all it is? You've done all of this just so you can be rich?
Yes. More than just rich. I want to be swimming in wealth. I want my coffers overflowing with gold. I want to be as fat and spoiled as you are.
And for that you killed my father. My character, as you know, is near death. Shabba Dabba Doobie, as I like to call him, has got him up on a platform. And his hands are tied behind his back. He's got a noose around his neck. It's very good, the bad, and the ugly, you know. Ah! He's up there. He's teetering between life and death. And as he looks out, he sees this huge, beautiful sunset. The sun setting over the land that he loves. The sun setting over his province, his people. And there's a realization that he comes to at that moment. It's not about things. It's not about objects. It's about the people. It's about taking care of things. About taking care of his country. Taking care of his subjects. Not trying to get money from them, but to learn to have love with them, in a sense.
My father will be killed. It's too late to save him now.
So this child, you know, he's just a child. He's got to then he's got to have his own new belief reinforced once again about things that are precious to him, about things that he loves, about how to treat people and to maintain friends, all over again for the second half of the movie.
Hikaru. Are you just gonna throw everything away again?
So it's that sense of you're now being tested again. Do you have the strength to honor this oath?
You just let it all go? Your father? Even your courage? The promise we made each other? You throw it all away? You still don't know.
I mean, Naruto really comes down on Hikaru for not being strong enough and brave enough and saying, look, this is terrible, what's happening, but are you going to let him die? Are you just going to abandon him? That's what this is about. That's the lesson. It's when things go wrong, it's when things are at their worst, what is your reaction to this? You can say on the boat when everything's nice and happy, yes, I'm sorry Chamu, I'm sorry Kiki, and Naruto, let's be friends forever. But it's when your friends or your parents or your family is in danger, it's how you react then, or how you act then, is really what defines you.
Father!
Hikaru!
Father! Father!
Hikaru! It's never too late!
Hikaru's just a child. I mean, he's terrified. It's a lot to put on a child. It's a pretty intense situation for a child to be in. Naruto knows that he's asking a lot of him, but he also really believes that he can do this. And in the end, he's right. Hikaru can do this. He is strong enough to face this fear and to face these villains and to save his father.
Hikaru.
Father.
I think the real challenge in ADR acting is because you got to lift it off the page immediately. The actors don't get to read anything before they come in, and they don't get to see what we're actually recording until, you know, we've got the preview and go. So to have actors come in the booth and be able to lift something off the page, inhabit it, that one line, with all of that, but just sort of casually throw it out there, that's a little moment of brilliant.
I'm the prince from the land of the moon. I'm Michiru. And you, I take it,
Are from the village hidden in the leaves, Your Majesty. I'm Kakashi Hatake, squad leader. This is Naruto Uzumaki,
How do you do?
Sakura Haruno,
A pleasure.
and Rock Lee.
Sir!
The four of us are your escorts. We're here to see you safely home to your kingdom.
Today, we got to try something new and exciting, which was pretty amazing because it's not done that often. We did a group record for the movie today. It was a really interesting exercise, and I think it went really well.
Guys, look, 681, we're going to look at a fight scene. Let's
All three of you have been soundly defeated, just like Naruto was, and it looks like you're down for the count. But because you made this pinky swear with a little kid, you were going to get up and you were going to fight and you were going to win if you can. So this is very intense, quiet emotion and determination. Brave of you. That's it.
Look at those eyes! Naruto, crazy. Hi.
Let it build, guys. Let it build.
I made a promise to a friend. To a friend. To a friend. I promise to protect him no matter what.
I always prefer when things are done in groups, like with original animation, where it's always a group record. Just because you never know exactly what someone else is going to say or how they're going to say it until they say it.
I made a promise to a friend. A friend. Promise to protect him no matter what.
Now, most of the time when we record these, it's you alone sitting on a chair like this with a music stand in front of you, with a microphone, and perhaps a visual image, because we do have a visual image on this one. And then in the booth you'd have the director, the producer, and the engineer, David Barr. Totally fantastic. Thank you, David.
Well, in original animation, we get a whole cast together in a room. And we read the script. Everybody's got their own stand, their own mic. Sometimes we share a mic, and it's like a radio play. It's wonderful.
I dodged it. Something's wrong. Everything's moving so slow. What's wrong with us? Our timing's off.
It must be some sort of genjutsu. Release!
It was amazing to see everybody play off each other, because normally we just have one actor in the booth at a time, and the actors see each other. You know, Miley's coming out of the booth, and Kate Higgins is coming into the booth, and then, hi, good to see you, bye. But to get everybody in the room and actually have these characters, it's the first time these characters have interacted together in a room, and it was pretty exciting. It was pretty exciting, very funny.
This is all for one person?
All these wagons, what the hell are they all for?
My shopping! I visited so many wonderful lands. Oh, it was wonderful. I had to have everything. I kept buying and buying and selling and buying. Before I knew it, I owned a trust fund. I'm the prince of the land of the moon. I'm Chichiro. And you, I take it? Take it? Would you take it?
Oh, yeah. I think two things will keep it from happening a lot. One is, it's a little mayhemish. There's a lot of stuff going on all at the same time, and a lot of times people are talking over each other, so if I'm talking while you're talking, I have to keep going while you jump in, and I have to pretend I'm not listening to you, and it's just like a lot of moving parts. But the thing that I think will really keep it from happening more often with American versions of Japanese shows is that as Americans, we're pretty conditioned to wanting all of the mouth flaps to line up with words.
How wonderful to see you! My
in Japan, sometimes you'll hear a character talking before they're even on screen, and then when they're on screen, their mouth is moving and nothing is happening. They don't care, because in Japan it's all about the emotional content of the story and of the performance, whereas here we get a little more, we're concerned with that too, but we also get wrapped up in the technical side of, that's a double flap, or that looked like a B and not an M. You know, how can we rewrite this line to make it look like its original animation?
Mary Elizabeth, the director, is fantastic. I've worked with Mary for quite a few years now on different projects and recently Naruto, and she's fantastic because she really gets the intention with every single scene, and she's able to really keep us in the pocket, so to speak. I mean, really, you know, be able to articulate and describe the situation, our intention, and then what she needs, you know, from us and our characters to, you know, convey that.
This kid has never had a friend in his life. For the first time, he actually understands what it means to be one.
So we're all of us friends forever, right?
Right!
That's right. Yeah.
I can't believe that we all lived through the experience. No one, as far as I know, bled. But it was a totally exciting experience, totally wacko, and I want to do it again. Please. Can we do it again? Please.